Tony Caridi dropping a little bit of a bomb on three guys today, talking about West Virginia and how cocky they're planning to be in the transfer portal. I think we got a shot at some big-time talent. Let's look at the shopping list.
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, guys? Welcome back in. My name is Mountaineer Paul. I am your host. Welcome back into Locked On West Virginia, baby, where we're talking about the Mountaineer portal today. Something I'm excited about. I think a lot of you guys are too, as the transfer portal is firing on all cylinders, as West Virginia has had 3, potentially 4 go into the portal today, and we're seeing it all around the country. It is no longer a shock to the system of college football fans. It's just flat out happening, right? So West Virginia is going to be as involved as they've ever been in the portal at a higher level, right? Last year, it was a lot of mid-major players, a lot of lower-level players to try to fill out the roster. This year, it's going to be get in there and get the best players available that you can afford and add them to your roster to try to contend this year. I think that's the goal. I think RichRod wants to contend this year in the Big 12. So we've compiled a shopping list of players from educated guesses, from just talking with people that are close to the situation, trying to put a list together from people that have made suggestions about other players that would fit with West Virginia. Like I spoke with a coach at Arkansas just earlier today. He gave me one of the players on this list that he thinks would fit perfectly in his Zach Alley defense. I spoke with an Ole Miss coordinator day before yesterday, and he put me onto a name that he said would fit perfectly in RichRod's offense. So I do have a couple of educated guesses. Doesn't mean these players are coming to West Virginia necessarily, but I do think there was a couple names on this list that every West Virginia fan has been really talking about. So we're going to look at those and try to figure out if these players are realistic. We're going to make a decision at the end of each player. Are they realistic for West Virginia? Or are they not? Before we go into that, we obviously want to talk about what Tony Caridi said on Three Guys Today. If you haven't heard it, it's a signal, I think, of what to expect. RichRod shopping list, as we said, and then we'll give you our final thoughts. So that's kind of the structure of the show for this one tonight, guys. Paul After Dark, let's get it. Starting with Tony Caridi, the voice of West Virginia. What did he have to say today on Three Guys?
And remember, like I told you, like you could get a feel before the class that they had 5 cards up their sleeve, and then they just started laying them down. Well, guess what? I think they put about 15 more cards up their sleeve here for this transfer portal.
Really? For the January? Is it January?
February.
When is it?
It's February.
No,
Yeah.
early January. I think it opens.
Well, I'm saying when they sign them,
Yeah.
right? When they sign them, it'll be coming up here in the next.
They also confirmed. A lot of times you'll hear say, "Hey, they were really excited about their client. They really like their guy. They really like their guys." There isn't any behind the scenes you need on that.
Right.
They really like this class thing. Tony's right. Went through some videos. They feel like they got some guys.
Yeah,
guys, and that are gonna play right now. Like not guys you're gonna project down the road. There's a few of those, of course. But there's some guys right now.
It looks like they do.
Get in there.
It looks like they do. I mean, their ranking has been the lowest ranking I've seen is 30. The highest ranking I've seen is like 27, 25. So yeah, they should be happy.
Portal opens January 2 for a 15-day window to the 16th. But it sounds as though, in the way this thing is working now, they already have conversations going. They know what they're going to get, and from what I understand, it's going to make people once again around the country go like, "Whoa!"
By the way,
They're already having conversations. They know what they're going to get, and it's going to make people around the country go, "Whoa!" So to me, that sounds very promising. Tony has done this over the years. He's dropped hints for fans and their expectations. Sometimes it's bad too. We've had those situations where Tony Caridi has said, he'll do this. He'll temper the fan expectation on that show. I watch it all the time. He's done this for years. So a couple things there. The number 15 came up again, right? We know Rich Rodriguez has mentioned 12 to 15 players. I think they're probably leaning further towards 15. And when you look at the needs of the roster, I do think 15 is a better number overall than 12, considering you're going to need at least 3 offensive linemen. You're going to need at least 2 receivers. You're probably going to need a running back. You're definitely going to need a quarterback, maybe 2. You're going to need at least 2 linebackers. You're probably going to need at least 2 safeties and 2 corners, right? So, once you start getting to those numbers, 2 safeties, 2 corners is 4. At least 2 linebackers is 6. I mean, and that's if you take nothing on the D line or edge rusher, so you're really getting into it. Let's say you take 2 or 3 on the D line and edge, that's at 9. You take a quarterback, you're at 10. You take a running back, you're at 11. You take 3 offensive linemen, you're at 14. You take a really good receiver, you're at 15. And there's many different ways you can break that up. And maybe you do 17. But at the end of the day, I think what they're going to do is they're going to go high quality offers to probably maybe they go to the top for one player, but I don't think they're going to be bidding at the top for every player like a Texas Tech or an Ohio State necessarily. Maybe they will for 1 or 2 guys. This remains to be seen. But I have a list of people that West Virginia absolutely needs to be paying attention to, and I think is in some cases. So let's get to the first guy. If I had a draft and I could put one player in the first pick, this might be my first pick. If you haven't watched this guy play all season, there's a reason USF is where they are. I get it. Trust me. I know what a lot of you guys are going to say. He's going to follow his coach to Auburn and all that. In this day and age where money talks, it really doesn't matter. Auburn has a lot of money, and I imagine they'll probably go after this kid. But if they don't, Byron Brown is a kid out of UCF, 6'3", 231 pounds. That would be more than perfect for West Virginia. A cannon for an arm he has, but it's more than that. It's the running ability for me with him. An absolute physical monster of a runner that can also pull away from guys. He's probably a 4'4", 4'5" guy, but he looks like Trent Richardson out there or something sometimes, or like beast mode. Like he really runs dudes over, takes on tacklers, physical. If you could draw a kid up in a lab, 6'3", 220 pounds, cannon for an arm to take deep shots. This is the quarterback, even over Colton Joseph, even over others out there right now. This is the one. This is the guy. This is the future. This is a Big 12 championship. If you could get this player here and you have an offensive line, you can't win without no line. If you can get this player here, you're pushing for it, because this is an elite player. USF was really good all year long. Obviously, they beat Bama with this player, kid at quarterback, and it's the top of the top. Everybody's going to be gunning for him. I'm not, like I said, it's a shopping list, a wish list. But, West Virginia, I think if they wanted to make a real play for him, they could. You may have to sacrifice, but you could. So he's first on the list. And when you look at what he does, he's an elite dual threat quarterback with an insanely strong arm, incredible mobility and accuracy, and he thrives in up-tempo, aggressive offenses like what Alex Golesh runs there at Auburn now and formerly UCF. He makes all the deep throws. He's got poise. He's a proven winner who could elevate any team in their offense immediately. This year he threw for 3,200 yards, 28 touchdowns, only 7 picks, 66% completion percentage, with a QBR of 77.6, over 1,000 rushing yards and 14 touchdowns in his career, 7,600 yards passing in his career and 61 touchdowns over 4 seasons. He is an elite player, guys. I can't stress that enough. He hasn't officially entered the portal yet, but it's widely assumed that he will. And Alex Golesh and Auburn probably will be the front runner to get him. But at the end of the day, money does talk. He is a 2nd to 3rd round pick in the draft, as it's stated right now. He's the elite of the elite. In my opinion, should be one of the top 2 or 3 players in the portal. But he's certainly on the list of guys that if you're gonna reach for the stars, you might as well grab the moon too. And this would certainly do that for West Virginia. Now, moving on. Jalen Raynor, quarterback, Arkansas State, 6 feet, 202 pounds. He does it a little differently. than the bigger, stronger Byron Brown. This kid is a juking machine. He can run around. He makes people miss. He is an excellent athlete, and I mean excellent athlete. But, man, is he accurate too. He can really toss it around. Very efficient passer, very strong decision maker, explosive rusher as well. He'll be great in our RPO type scheme. Really good pocket presence. He's got a great ability to create off script. He's shown consistent growth over the last few years at Arkansas State as well. And I think he still has high upside. 3,000 yards passing this year, 16 touchdowns, all but 11 picks. So the 11 picks are kind of where you need him to clean that up. But I do think with better players around him, he would absolutely be in that conversation to be a much better player right now. He has also not entered the portal, but he is a junior with 2 years of eligibility remaining. He's from the North Carolina area. And I think he could be a kid that West Virginia would absolutely have a shot at if he decides to transfer. So, I would love to see it happen. I would. And he's also projected as a 4th to 6th round type pick in the NFL draft right now. So he's an under the radar kind of player that you could look at and absolutely, and if you put him in a West Virginia offense, you're excited. I compare him probably to the kid that was just at Ole Miss, similar to him skill set. Maybe not as fast. It's hard to tell at Arkansas State, but he's definitely got wheels. And what I love about him is he's got the cut ability, the juke ability. I love straight line speed guys. Those guys are great. But, there was nothing like seeing Pat White cutting it up midfield or juking a guy out or making a guy miss, Tavon Austin style. Those are the kind of guys that really make dual threat offenses what they are. Now here for the homer pick, I think a lot of fans have been notified of this kid this past week, Colton Joseph from Old Dominion, and for good reason. 6'2", 200 pounds, an absolute dog. He, really good arm strength, right? But he's an elite runner. That's really, in my opinion, where he shines the most. He's got really good top end speed. Just go watch the Virginia Tech tape. He diced them up. They were up 31-7, and he was still dropping dots in the end zone on them. He excels in high volume type offense, right? And he really loves to get going, push the tempo, and step on throat. He's really a tough guy, right? That's what I love about him. He shows a lot of toughness, big playability, and one of the top big-time throw rates in college football at 7.1%. He's top among group of fives, and I think he'd be ideal for any team needing a mobile-type quarterback leader. This past year, he had 2,600 passing yards, 21 touchdowns. He did have the 10 picks, over 1,007 rushing yards, and another few scores there. So, he has 34 total touchdowns on the year. Pretty damn good record. Led Old Dominion to a 9-3 season, second in the Sun Belt. So they had a great year there, and I think a lot of West Virginia fans have recognized this kid as somebody who would absolutely crush it in a RichRod offense, and I don't disagree. If you get any of these three, and there are others out there, not just these three, there are plenty of dual threat guys that RichRod can win with, but these three are the higher end of those that are out there. And I would say absolutely you would want to get one of these three among a couple others if you're really wanting to push for a Big 12 type championship. These are all three proven winners with a lot of snaps under their belt that could come in and battle with Scotty Fox Jr., let the best man win. All three of these guys, though, are better runners than Scotty. Now, Scotty has a lot of arm talent, and I would say outside of Byron Brown, probably the second best thrower of the group. Byron Brown, if you get him, Scotty might as well transfer. There's no chance, in my opinion. But I do think he could battle with either of the other two. I do. Byron Brown is just another league. It's like getting Will Grier, right? It's like, holy cow, we're going to be good. Like we know we have a quarterback. So that'd be the one if you can get it, but it's going to be tough to do. All right. So let's go to break on that note. We got some other guys to look at other positions that I have done a lot of tape study here the last 6 or 8 hours. We've got linebackers, we've got corners, we've got wide receivers to check out next after the break. And this episode of Locked On West Virginia going to be brought to you by our friends at GameTime. Guys, with GameTime, pretty simple stuff on GameTime right now. If you didn't know, right now, the World Cup is coming back to North America for the first time since 1994. And with 48 teams for the first time ever, it's going to be massive. But let's be honest, getting tickets is usually the hardest part. That's why GameTime's app is clutch, finally giving fans a real advantage when it comes to snagging seats. With GameTime, you can track price drops in real time, get alerts when great seats open, and buy tickets the moment they hit the app. Puts the power back in your hands and makes scoring the World Cup realistic instead of impossible. You pull up the app, layout makes it really simple for you. Scroll through the matchups and compare seat views. Prices include fees all the way up front, no late fees at checkout, which I love. They don't like them surprise fees at checkout. Take the guesswork out of buying World Cup tickets today with GameTime. Every match, concert, or event. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase, where the terms do apply. Again, that's download the app, make an account, use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off, where you can swipe, tap, ticket, go download GameTime today, and answer that question of all questions. What time is it? It's game time. And we are back in segment 2. Of course, we're going to crack a do. It's after dark. We're going to crack a do. I haven't even eaten anything yet today. That's how great my habits are. Really bad habits not to eat till 10 or 11 o'clock every day. Stay up all night watching film. It's not a great health thing. All right, so we went through the quarterbacks, other players on this list that we want to talk about, and these are all higher-end players, guys. So, you know, I wasn't going to do it if I wasn't going to do it, right? And the next guy on the list is Jaron Willis, linebacker out of South Carolina, 6'2", 240 to 250. He's somewhere in that range. I got different. Everywhere I looked, it was different. You know, this is a veteran linebacker that has really good tackling. He's very reliable. He has some really splash plays at South Carolina. One where he hits a guy, the ball pops up in the air, he scoops it off the ground, jukes the quarterback on the way to the end zone, and scores. It's really nice, and he's obviously played in the SEC. So he had 2 forced fumbles across 11 games. He's played at Ole Miss as well. So, and he's also a former 4-star recruit. He announced his plans to enter the portal today via his agency, and he should be in the portal anytime in the next couple of days. He's a redshirt junior with 1 year of eligibility remaining after transferring from Ole Miss in 2023. I think he could be a potential target for West Virginia, where he would be just a few hours from home to fill a linebacker void. And he is also being projected in the 6th or 7th round, or potentially undrafted candidate for 2026. Scouts grading him right around a 68 right now on some boards. He needs more production to climb for now, but this is a player that West Virginia could absolutely plug in and play immediately at one of the linebacker spots. Moving on to another player here, we've got Jeremiah Hughes, a corner out of Michigan State, 6 feet, 191 pounds, really good player here. Solid cover instincts, really, and he has SEC experience. He's played in the SEC before. Versatile if you want to play him at nickel or outside. Plus, he has some special teams value. He has played in 26 career games, 7 total tackles, but once again, he started, he came in through the LSU route, and has been a starter on special teams the last 2 seasons. He's ready to make a jump up. A lot of people say he was primed to be the number 1 corner at Michigan State this coming year, and has decided to enter the portal on December 8th. So, obviously this is another player that West Virginia could look at. 2 years of eligibility remaining. So another player that you may want to look at for West Virginia. As of right now, no draft status on him. He doesn't have enough production, but he is a player that is viewed as one that's going to be highly sought after. Next on the list is Michael Short, linebacker from Virginia Tech. This is a really good player, 6'3", 226. Now that, Brent Key's coming back, or Brent Pry's coming back, I don't know if he's going to go back or not, but 6'3", 226, really athletic linebacker, number 30 for Virginia Tech with really good size, really good tackler, has really good pass rushing flashes, and he's versatile in coverage too. He's really good in run defense though, and he's got ACC experience, right? So he has, he's going to be an immediate starter or depth piece for any tackle for any team that he comes to. Virginia Tech this last year, he had 21 tackles, a sack, a pass breakup. He played at Virginia Tech, and he played 16 games at North Carolina as well. So he's got experience, and this is a guy that comes in with a PFF grade of 75. So, he's a guy that announced his intent to enter the portal today. I imagine he would be a good fit at West Virginia. 2 years of eligibility remaining for this kid as well. He's a North Carolina native, so he's closer to home. He's also pushing that undrafted free agent era, not quite into the draft status yet, but he's got 2 years left to do that. Now we're back to another really big hitter with Israel Polk, the wide receiver out of Akron. This is an elite player. I tell you guys, last year I told you Jeff Weimer was one of the best wide receivers as far as route running goes that I've studied on tape in the last few years. I do think he was starting to show that towards the end of this year. It's just our quarterback situation or offensive line situation was so bad. It's unfortunate that we wasted some of Jeff Weimer's talent. I really hate that. And his dad and I had many conversations about that. But this is another guy that's in that Jeff Weimer category of route runner. He is an elite route runner, as you'll see here. Look at the double move. Boom, boom. Beautifully done. I love how he just how he flattens that route right off. Here you'll see him again. Another move, just insanely gets that guy turned around. I love that play. Here he is one-on-one. Look at that release. Elite release, man. And you see the separation that he brings. And you see the footwork here. Running a deep route, getting on top of the corner, and making a great catch. He had some really crazy production at Akron, man. He really did. 6'1", 175, really strong hands, really great route runner, like I said, elusive, speedy, 33 catches, 525 yards, 8 touchdowns. And he's been really productive. He actually began his career at Pitt, but he's got, he's a kid that's entering the portal as well. He's a redshirt sophomore that's got 2 years of eligibility remaining. He's from Richmond. So, he is the brother of a former Mississippi State wide receiver, Mekhi Polk, but he wants to return to the Power 4 level. I think that's what he's got on his profile. And he's a kid that, if he keeps on going like he's going at 6'1", he's probably, scouts have a sixth or 7th round grade on him if he continues to go with the level that he is already at. So that's the list that I have right now. Obviously, there's a mixture of players on there. There's, the first 3 specifically are 3 that West Virginia would we would all be salivating if West Virginia got them. And then there's a couple on there where they would more than likely be depth pieces, or you would be starting them for the first time. So, you can't just pick all of the best. You can't just go down the top 10 list of the portal and just pick those, right? I tried to pick guys I felt would be fits that had some experience that maybe had, because, when you're looking at the portal, being close to home is probably usually one of their top 3 or 4 factors. Money is obviously the number 1 factor. So you always assume the money is either even or you're close. And then you try to go down and try to make decisions based on, okay, now how far from home are they? What was their production? Do they fit in this style, offense or defense? That kind of stuff. Like, I'm not going to go get a 6'9" or 6'8", 350-pound offensive lineman and try to plug him into RichRod's offense at tackle, right? Considering you need more athletic guys there for the most part, unless he is really athletic. But you get what I'm saying. Sometimes fit, it just matters, which is why the dual threat quarterback specifically in the beginning, there's a ton. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I see a comment in here Somebody asking about John Johnson, the new quarterback. I love John Johnson too. I think he's got some talent. I do think he'll eventually land at maybe like an athlete, maybe he'll play quarterback for us. I haven't seen enough of him as a thrower. That's what I wanted to see. A lot of his tape is difficult to study because it's just a different style of ball there. But I do think he's got some talent for sure. Oh, by the way, Wyatt Brown's dad messaged me after the video I did about him yesterday, and wanted to give me a couple notes on that. So I'll tell you guys what that was after the break. And this episode of Locked On West Virginia going to be brought to you by our friends at Omaha Steaks. Guys, I love Omaha Steaks, and the holidays come with two big goals: feeding people well and finding gifts they'll actually love. And when you want both handled in one move, Omaha Steaks is the way to go. From hosting to gifting, they deliver the world's best steak experience right to your front door, because during their Sizzle All the Way sale, you can stock up and save in a huge way. 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. And it gets even better when you do Locked On listeners. $35 off for you when you use code COLLEGE at checkout. So if you want those deals, go to omahasteaks.com. And look, I love how easy it is to gift, by the way. It shows up frozen, packaged beautifully, ready to cook. So there are many options: fillets, burgers, comfort meals, sides, desserts. You can build a box for anyone. It's not just steaks. I think that's a misconception. Save big on gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Sizzle All the Way sale for an extra $35 off. Use the promo code COLLEGE at checkout where the terms apply. See site for details. And that's omahasteaks.com, code COLLEGE. All right. So, yeah, John Johnson, a great player, though. I really am a big fan of his, too. Okay, so this is a message from Matthew Brown. He said, thanks for sending. This is a great breakdown. You did your homework. Keep in mind that is his old high school tape, and that keep in mind that his old high school deleted a whole year of his stats when he said he was transferring. They weren't happy. So it's not on his max preps. What a crazy move, man. So in his high school career, he had 46 varsity starts, started as a 14-year-old freshman, and hasn't turned 18 yet. So a lot of significant upside left. Never missed a snap in 4 years unless it was for a helmet coming off or being pulled late in blowouts. He's got a 60% plus career completion percentage, and he spent 3 years in a downfield pro-style offense where he took 3, 5, and 7-step drops from under center and threw extensively immediate and downfield routes. So it didn't pad stats with screen or hitches like some kids. 8,863 total yards, 7,635 passing, and 1,228 rushing. 92 total touchdowns, 58 passing, 34 rushing. Said he's never run an up-tempo offense either, so it's even more impressive that he did this on fewer attempts. He's 4-2 in playoff games, so he's a proven winner. And he's also played on less talented teams, not state powerhouses like some of these quarterbacks. And lastly, this past season, he only had his number 1 wide receiver for 4 out of the 12 games and his number 2 wide receiver for 5 games. So he was thrown to a wide receiver corps that had 0 varsity snaps before the season. He's currently working with 3 separate renowned quarterback coaches, each on different things, to refine and clean up some stuff before he gets to Morgantown. He's working with a strength coach, already implementing the plan West Virginia has for him, and he's running track, so he's going to get even faster. He's going to get to 6'3 plus and 215 plus. That's Wyatt Brown. I told you guys this yesterday. Wyatt Brown is a kid that I think everybody's sleeping on in our entire class. I really do. I think he's got excellent long speed. He's got great arm. He's already a lefty like RichRod loves. Don't be surprised if Wyatt Brown doesn't come in and improve drastically, immensely, and get on the field quickly. And I mean that. I love his tape. I love his speed. I love a lot about him. I love that his dad sent me that. And, we could talk about it because obviously he wanted me to share all that to set the record straight with you guys. So just getting a little off track there, but Wyatt's a kid that I just think not a lot of people are thinking out because there's so many other headliners in the class, and those kids deserve theirs too. I mean, when you look at Wyatt's profile, you don't even get a picture. He did have a wide receiver that's gone to USC, but apparently he only had him for 4 games. So, anyways, guys, thank you for joining in on this one. I really appreciate it a lot. You guys are great. You really are. I appreciate you. This is the sickos. Over 100 people watching this at 10 o'clock at night. That's West Virginia fans for you. But yeah, Tim, you mentioned John Johnson. He's another guy. He's got great speed. He's another guy, he's very similar to Wyatt in some ways. A little bit, he's smaller, but yeah, he's got a lot of talent as well, and definitely not taking anything away. I think all these young quarterbacks that came in this year during the recruiting class have a real chance to be on the field at some point, whether that's a receiver or as an athlete, whether it's running reverses, whatever you want to do. If you've got long speed, RichRod will find a way to get you the ball, as long as you're not caught up on, being what you want to be. Can only be one quarterback. So if there can only be one quarterback and you're fast as hell, you might as well catch a hitch or go for a receiving, go be a receiver or whatever. But as far as the portal goes, I think it's going to be a precedent-setting year for us in the portal. I really do. From here on out, we're only going to need 10 to 12, maybe 15 a year, and we can continue to just trend up. And I think we're going to be in a spot this coming year where all the portal guys we bring in, or maybe 8 of the 12 or, 10 of the 15, are going to be high-impact guys and a couple depth pieces maybe. Or maybe they'll all be. I don't know. Looking forward to finding out with you guys here on Locked On West Virginia. We'll keep you updated every single day with that. So make sure you're checking in here every day, be an everyday listener. Thanks for making us your first listen. We got to run. Make sure Locked On Big 12 is your second listen. Keep us in your prayers, right here on Locked On West Virginia. And I forgot to tell you about something here. We have something called the Everydayer Club now. So you remember how I wasn't allowed to let you guys pay for subscriptions or anything like that anymore? Well, make sure you subscribe and follow the podcast so you get the latest episodes. But did you know that Locked On West Virginia can make your Spotify Wrapped? You can prove it on social media to secure a free month of our brand new Everydayer Club. All you have to do is just tag our national Locked On Podcast Network on any social media platform, and we'll drop you a code. If you want to be one of the first to join the Everydayer Club to get your favorite show ad-free exclusive, and you want access to the members-only Discord, for those of you on video, we send you the first ever 24/7 National Locked On Podcast Network YouTube channel. On audio, make sure you have your second listen to Locked On College Football, right? So I'm going to give you the URL for this. So make sure you're listening in, or you're in the chat for the Everydayers Club for Locked On West Virginia. Let me get it out of here first of all. Let's see. Looks like I'll probably be on page 6, I imagine, guys. Hold on. Give me a second here to get to this. I wasn't expecting to have to go through a couple pages of stuff here, but if you'll just be patient with me, I'll find it. All right, so Locked On. So there's a C. Gosh, I don't know which page it would be on. I guess it would be the last one maybe, but okay, so we're on N. Let's try 2 pages over. Surely we're in Wizards, Wild. There's West Virginia. Got it. Sorry, guys. All right, so let me get so now I'm going to get you guys I'm not exactly sure where this subscription thing is, to be honest, y'all. I'm struggling with this a little bit here in the moment. I I wasn't prepared for this. I was just doing my regular read. So let me consult somebody about this, and we'll get through it the next time. I'm not exactly sure how to get you this this link. Let's see. Let me try this. I don't know if this will work. Let me know if that works. See if you can click on that, guys, if you can. Like I said, tag Locked On West Virginia on any social media platform, and also tag Locked On Podcast Network or Locked On College Football or any of those. And they should get you into the Everydayers Club, which it has a lot of different perks. Still learning about it. It's new. I'll keep you guys updated on that as we go. The link is in the chat. I'll also put it in, and I don't know if it's the right link. I'll have to get back to you on that. But we'll certainly have an idea of what it is by tomorrow. I apologize. I didn't prepare better for it. I'll make sure I am next time. All right, guys, have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to cue those country roads. Good night.